There's Australians in the house. Or they're coming.
Well, usually you know when they're in the house because of the crazy accent.
Australians are loud. We had some of the best times in Australia.
Yep.
Oh, man, I just loved Australia.
Some of the best, some of the worst.
Yes, that's right. Some of the best and worst. Are they in the green room now or on their way up to the green room? They are talking. Now, listen to me carefully. You got to put your finger on that mic and speak. What are you saying? There you go. That sounded weird. The Australians are in the green room. Yeah.
Johnny, the Australians are in the green room.
All right, why are they there? You have seen these guys around town, apparently, protesting. These are activists who do not want a McDonald's in, pay attention, Tecoma, Australia. So they've been placing these inflatable kangaroos all around the Rock and Roll McDonald's in Chicago. And they're looking for signatures to present to the Oak Brook-based McDonald's, of course. They're carrying signs with these giant kangaroos. We voted no to McDonald's in Tecoma, but they've come all the way here. That's a commitment, if you ask me. Bring them in here.
It's an expensive commitment.
Yeah, this is a big commitment. If you ask me. It seems that they are committed, and they're willing to pay for it. How many people would just say, oh, the hell with that? Are they coming in? Peta, Freeman, and Melinda Carey are their names. Hey, how you doing? Hey, where's your giant kangaroo? Yeah, bring your kangaroo in. Yeah, I want to see it. Oh, you do have one. All right. Come on in. Get your headphones on. Joe, move them along. Come on, sit down. How you doing there, lady?
Well.
What's your name?
Peter.
You mind if I call you lady before I get your name right?
Yes, you can.
Your name is Peta.
That's right.
Hello, Peta.
Hi.
It's good to see you. You guys are everywhere with these giant
Kangaroos.
But isn't this weird? So that does not, by the way, that does not look so big. How do you like the music I'm playing? Do you like the music I'm playing for?
I like it very much.
Make kangaroo down, sport time. Make kangaroo down. Is this a song you guys like in Australia, or would you hate this song?
It's a classic Australian song. I wouldn't say I listen to it every day.
Who would? Right? What's your name? Mel?
Yeah, Mel.
Seems like an odd name for a woman. Mel, is that short for...
Melinda.
Like Melinda, Mel B, Mel B, whatever.
Too scary.
Yeah, Scary Spice or whatever she is, right? Yeah, come up to the microphone if you could. Sure. So we were just saying, and my pal over here, Buzz, was saying that it's an expensive thing to come all the way over here to keep a McDonald's out of your town. Is it Tecoma?
That's right.
Well, go ahead and explain yourself to us, because I want to make sure I'm clear on what it is you're doing here in town with these plastic kangaroos. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So Tecoma is a little town in the Dandenong Ranges, which is on the outskirts of Melbourne in Australia. McDonald's are wanting to build in our little town of 2,000 people. The residents in Tecoma, 92.8%, I should say, are against this development. We've been fighting the development for the past 2.5 years.
This is a fight that has been ongoing.
Absolutely.
You didn't just decide at the moment, you, Mel, and Peta go to yourselves, hey, let's fly to Chicago and jack around with some rubber dolls in front of, right? You didn't say that. This is something you have thought out. But it sounds to me like the McDonald's people are not taking you seriously, and have not over this course of 2.5+ years.
That's right. It's been an incredibly frustrating and tiring 2.5 years where we've very clearly stated that McDonald's are not welcome in our town, that it's an inappropriate development. It's opposite a primary school, so elementary school, and opposite a preschool, and within 500 metres, a half a mile of a national park.
All of these things play in the fact you don't want it there.
Absolutely.
Now, is it true or false that the city council, your city council in Tecoma, Australia, where I've been to Sydney.
Yes.
I've been to Freeport.
Yes.
Is it Freeport? Where was America's Cup? Where was that?
Fremantle.
Fremantle.
Yeah.
Buzz, we were in Fremantle. Okay. We were not in Freeport. Fremantle.
Thank you.
And honestly, I'm not just saying this because you guys are here. And when I left Australia, I said, these are the nicest human beings I have ever met in my life. And really, it's like when you land in Australia and you see the beach, like the Great Barrier Reef, you go, oh, I didn't know those were the colors that even existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so much more bright and clean and beautiful than anything I've ever seen in my life, Australia.
Yeah, we love our country. We love our home. Tecoma, in particular, is on the boundaries of a national park, sort of rainforest type environment, fern gullies. It's a stunning place to live and a very special place to live. So it's just not the right place for a McDonald's.
But that's what I was
outlet.
going to say. So you paint that picture. It's such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
People love it. It's idyllic. It's just quiet. How many people again?
2,000.
Okay, 2,000.
You know what McDonald's is going to say? They're going to say, we'll fit right in.
They're going to
fit
say,
right in.
The McDonald's people have said, you tell me if I'm wrong, McDonald's spokesman said, this company, the McDonald's company, based right down the road here in Oak Brook, think this site is perfectly appropriate.
They think it's appropriate.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the townspeople don't think it's appropriate, and neighbouring towns don't think it's appropriate, and 98,000 other people don't think it's appropriate either who have signed our petition.
Now, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. So these two lovely ladies, Peta and Melinda, they fly. Wait a minute. It wasn't just you. You brought a whole bunch of people because if you look at the front page of the Tribune the other day, there's a lot of people and a lot of stuffed kangaroos that you're throwing all over in front of the Rock and Roll McDonald's. How many people came with you?
4 people came with
Four
us.
people.
So myself, Mel,
I
Gary,
saw some crazy-looking dude out there. What's his deal?
we've got Gary Muratori, who's our spokesman for the campaign.
Yeah.
You would have seen him. A lot of people would have seen him on TV and on radio
See,
here.
that's what Guy said to me. I don't want him. No, that was because I want people that are not spokesmen. I want people that because this is coming from your heart. You've given up some of your
Absolutely.
time. You must have families or something, or that you've left your home in Tecoma, Australia, come all the way to Chicago to protest at McDonald's. Now, go back to McDonald's for a second. So they say the site is perfect, no problem here. The city council, your city council, votes. Unanimous vote.
Yes.
We do not want a McDonald's in Tecoma, Australia. Guess what? McDonald's sues who? You?
They took the McDonald's took the case to VCAT, which is short for the Victorian Civil Administrative Tribunal. So
Yes.
the Victorian Civil and Administrative Tribunal heard McDonald's case. They, of course, brought some of the best lawyers in the country in to represent their case against our council, who, of course, can certainly not afford some of the best legal representation.
Once again, you're going against McDonald's. What are you going to do?
Exactly. They've got bottomless pockets, so they spent a lot of money fighting the council's decision, and in the end, VCAT ruled in their favour and said that the voice of the community was irrelevant and that McDonald's could go ahead with the build.
Well, here's the thing. I can see where they say the voice of the community is irrelevant in their. God bless you, Mel. Was that a sneeze?
It was.
Are you all right?
I'm all good.
Like I can see their little line there where you can't. Okay, we don't care what you say. We're going to do it. But guess what? Those are the customers they're talking to.
Exactly.
So do you believe if McDonald's actually goes through with this and puts a McDonald's in Tacoma, Australia? Do you believe after a while people will be driving around? Yeah, remember that time we protested at McDonald's? I got to get a Big Mac real quick. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be. You know what I mean? Do you think that? But you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
After a while, they'll forget the protest because this is what McDonald's is thinking. I'm going to get inside the corporate brain for a minute. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going. Yeah. Listen. Shut these Australians up. Shut them up. Don't worry about it. Just shut up. Go build that thing and guarantee you in 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is, they're going to be eating Big Macs out of our hands.
Because nobody can hold out against a good cheese.
Time the kangaroo down. What about a kangaroo burger? What if they offered that? Do they cook kangaroos?
No. People do eat kangaroo meat. McDonald's don't cook kangaroo meat.
Now, what if they said, now that would really put salt in the wound. What if McDonald's said we're offering a kangaroo burger?
That
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
weird.
It certainly wouldn't be any incentive for us to want them in Tacoma, that's for sure.
I guarantee somebody at McDonald's suggested that. How about this? I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think number 3, that's the kangaroo. No, I don't want any fries.
And then it hops into your car. Oh, man, wouldn't that be something? What if they did? Now, that would insult you if they had a kangaroo. But you're saying people eat kangaroo meat, Peta.
People do eat kangaroo meat in Australia.
Have you ever eaten kangaroo
I
meat?
have indeed.
What does it taste like? I know chicken.
It's good meat.
Does it taste-
It's delicious meat and very lean
Say it.
and
Go
fat.
ahead. Say it. It tastes like chicken. Say it. I want you to say it.
It tastes like chicken.
Mel, what is it? Mel, what does it taste like?
It tastes like I don't know what in between. what is it, like a
It's
like
hard.
deer?
A
Something?
deer, cross
Oh,
between
venison.
deer and,
Yeah, like
deer and
venison, yeah.
beef.
And we put
a
plum
cross.
sauce on it.
Well, let me ask then. In fact, you could, if they wanted to at McDonald's, that would not endear themselves to the
No,
Australians.
no.
That would really slam dunk it home that we hate McDonald's.
Absolutely. And look, in response to your question, whether McDonald's believe that the community will suddenly turn around
Yes.
and go, oh, that was a while ago, now they're built, let's go and have a burger. This is so deeply ingrained in our community. We're incredibly galvanised. McDonald's have put us through hell for the past 2.5 years. People won't forget, they'll never forget. And we're a tight community, so not only will we never forget, our children and children's children will remember what McDonald's have done to this community, and particularly now that the court cases and the suing and injunctions and claims of damages that are taking place.
And you're saying that the investment in the protest against McDonald's would be so deep ingrained in Tacoma that it would go on from your kids to their kids, that no one would ever drive in. I don't believe that.
Not that no one would ever drive in there, but
Yeah.
as far as the community suddenly going, oh, well, that's the end of the protest. They're built, let's go and let's forget about it. It isn't going to happen.
All right.
Have you met Ronald McDonald?
Have you met anyone from the McDonald's organization yet?
Yes, yeah, we have.
What did they say to you? Wouldn't that be an insult if they just sent Ronald McDonald down to meet you guys?
Well,
He
it
might
wasn't-
win the
it was-
country over.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far off it yesterday when we went to Oakbrook.
Okay, wait. What happened? Okay, so
yeah.
now wait. You go to Oakbrook, okay? You Australian ladies and your what do you call your group, by the way?
No McDonald's in the Dandenong Ranges.
Say it again.
No McDonald's in the Dandenong Ranges. So the Dandenong Ranges are the set of mountains that Tacoma lies in.
Okay, so you guys, you come here from Australia, you protest, you put the rubber kangaroos all over the place. You made it to the Wizard of Oz. You made it to the castle.
Yeah.
Was there anyone behind the curtain? And when you got there, how many signatures did you have? Petitions against building this McDonald's? How many?
Yeah, we had 97,000. So, and that's gone up overnight. I think we're pushing 99,000 at the moment.
Well, wait a minute. There's 2,000 people that live in Tacoma.
Yeah.
And you have 93,000 signatures.
Almost 98, 99 at the moment. So it's a bigger issue than just Tacoma. It's an issue that affects the entire region and an issue that affects Australians and Victorians in general. This is a major tourist attraction and tourist area for Australia and for Victoria. And it's a bigger issue. It's an issue of democracy and the fact that our voices haven't been heard.
It's amazing, really, what you're doing. This is amazing. But I want to establish just in my own brain. Where is it again? So I said Sydney, Fremantle. Where is it?
Melbourne's down in the southeast corner
Down.
of Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're about 45 minutes out of Melbourne, so in a mountain range there.
All right, so here's what you've got here. Now you've got 93,000 people. They said, we do not want this McDonald's in our town. So don't build it. The city council, your own city council says, we don't want it. 93,000 people said, we don't want it.
Yeah.
McDonald's sues you.
Yes.
And you didn't tell me how that ended up again.
It's still in the courts.
Still in courts.
We've got at least 8 individuals who have had injunctions placed on them, claims for damages placed on them for protesting and slowing down the development, the build. On top of that, there's a number of unnamed individuals who are included in those injunctions. So people who don't even know they've been injuncted could be in contempt of court. And unfortunately, we've just found out over the past 5 hours that McDonald's have now just served another individual with an injunction. So
And these injunctions are saying you're blocking our progress. This is the way we do business, and you can't stand in the way of our business,
This
right?
is how they work with the community.
Why? It just doesn't seem like it's a good PR move on their part. Now, so let's go ahead. So you've come here. You've gone to Oakbrook. You said you went there yesterday
Yes.
with all these facts in your hands.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
We were at first approached by security. There was a number of security outside that were watching our every move and were quite twitchy at the three of us being present.
Twitchy.
Yeah, quite nervous and twitchy.
Right.
Yes.
I get it.
I have a cat named Twitchy. I have to chime in and say that.
Here, Twitchy. Here, Twitchy. Come here, Twitchy.
We were told not to step onto McDonald's property and to wait. They would accept the handover of the petition, but Don Thompson would not be coming down to meet us.
And Don Thompson is the CEO
CEO of McDonald's Corporation.
He's the big guy.
He is. And
The man behind the curtain.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So instead of Don, Heidi and Bob came down. Now, Bob is their corporate responsibilities
Right.
executive, and Heidi is one of their PR reps from McDonald's Corp in the US. Bob and Heidi did come down. There was a large press presence there, so it was great. We were documenting what was going on. Myself, Mel and Gary and our videographer, Tim, approached.
And you had the blow-up kangaroo dolls?
We didn't have the blow-up
okay.
kangaroos.
All
No, yesterday we had about 100 A3 photos of community members that couldn't come today that are here with us in spirit, and we placed them all around the building so to show McDonald's how big our presence is and that it's not just us.
Okay.
We approached Heidi and Bob. They did not shake our hands. They did not introduce themselves.
Wow.
They were very uncomfortable with our presence, very cold, very short. Essentially just wanted us to give them the survey and be on our way. Give them the petition, I should say, and be on our way. They then, rather than when we went to hand them the boxes of petitions, which were 2 large boxes with 7,000 A4 sheets in them, they refused to take them from us. And called over a security.
They wouldn't take them.
They wouldn't touch them.
They needed 2 hands to hold their cup.
Their coffee cups, which were empty, by the way.
They're like this, holding it, and say, like, sorry, we can't take these
We can't
petitions.
take this.
You've flown all the way from Australia to give us.
Yeah, and called over a security guard to come over and take them from us.
Okay, let me just say this. Let's say
That doesn't sound like the Bob and Heidi I know.
No. Bob. How about Twitchy? Let's say I pretend I'm the CEO of McDonald's.
Yes.
And I, no matter what, I don't give a rat's ass what you two are telling me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But guess what? I would still say to you, and did this happen at any point? I would still say to you, Mel and Peta and your people there from Australia, I appreciate you coming down here. I get that. Is there anything I can do to make this right with you? Is there anything I could do?
Yeah.
And you'll say, what would you say to that? If I say, listen, what if we tell you that we're going to bring 2,000 new jobs to your area? What if we tell you that we're going to help the community? What if we give 30% of our take to charities in your area? What would you? Is there anything? There was no bargaining whatsoever. Just that we're coming in. Did he ever sit down and say anything close to that?
No. There's never been any bargaining.
No dialogue.
Nothing.
We're coming. We're building a McDonald's, and you're getting out of our way.
And you better
Absolutely.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
No consultation, nothing.
It's not. It's just not good business.
No,
It's not
it's-
smart. My mind boggles to understand how they see this to be a good PR. This is damaging their brand in Australia, and now it's damaging their brand here in Chicago in the States.
It's not a smart idea because, like I said, businesses have to make money. I get it, but there's a way to handle it. So you don't understand. We've researched this, and at the end of the day, you might not like it, but we're going to help your community.
That's
And
right.
we're going to help it. And you could say no. We run it each way. You've done this for 2.5 years, and no one's listening to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
frustrating.
It's been incredibly frustrating. And the other point, as I mentioned earlier, that Bob, who came down to meet us yesterday, was
Bob is the guy again
from corporate responsibility
Okay.
from McDonald's.
Bob and Heidi.
Bob and
Yeah.
Heidi, of course, good friends of the Kilmans.
Yeah, so it's kind of farcical that Bob represented the corporate responsibility section of the corporation and barely wanted to look at us and clutched his coffee cup and wouldn't touch our petition. We'd flown halfway across the globe to give. So we're getting used to having these feeling of just disdain and being insulted by the McDonald's Corporation, unfortunately.
Wouldn't you agree that in any situation in life, that if you just treat a person like a human being, just say, listen, here's the problem with you. I've got a problem with you.
Yeah.
It's none of that happened. Are you telling? Because now I wanted to see you. I didn't want to talk to you on the phone because I think you guys are very, very sincere. I like to look people in the eye and think, you two don't seem like nuts to me. You seem like sincere individuals who really believe we don't want a McDonald's. Yeah. That's all you're asking for.
Yeah.
And someone should have talked to you like in a professional manner, like the ladies that you are, and address this. That was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. So you've come all the way here, and do you raised? How do you spend? Like I think Mus said, this is an expensive proposition. How do you make money? How do you get this?
The funds that we utilised to bring the 4 of us over here was via Change.org assisted us in a fundraising campaign, and Indiegogo, which is a fundraising platform.
Sure.
We had intended to raise $2,500 US over the course of 17 days. We raised that in the first 55 minutes of the fundraising going up. So that's an indication indication of the type of support we're getting. So by the end of the 17 days, we had raised 36,000 US. So rather than sending just the one person that we had intended to with the 2.5, we've sent 4 and have able to take out a full-page ad in the Chicago Tribune last week, which was an open letter to Don Thompson.
Yeah, I saw that. What about Heidi?
Heidi.
Yeah, well, it's so.
Was she hot?
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah.
What did Heidi look like? Let's get down to it.
Yeah. Aren't Australians all hot-blooded lovers? Or am I thinking of French people? I don't know what I'm thinking of. I have no idea. But let me ask you then. Okay, so you've gone to the Tower. You've gone to the Wizard of Oz. Don and Heidi have come down from the corporate headquarters. They said to you, hey, I don't care. We have to put 2 hands on our coffee cup. We're too busy. Get out of here. Go back to Tacoma. Mind your own business. We're still coming. And we're not only still coming, we're going to injunct you and you and you and you. We're going to sue everybody on our way, and now we're open for business.
It's mental. It's just mental.
It doesn't
They're
even.
crazy.
It is mental because it's like here's our grand opening at Tacoma.
Yeah.
People are going to be outside
With
circling
signs.
it, but I still say you'll have that one stray Australian zipping through Tacoma, going, yeah.
Can I get that kangaroo burger?
You know what I mean?
And that's typical Australian.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, a guy goes rogue. There's going to be one Australian that doesn't care, and he's going to go get that hamburger.
Yeah. Now, would you, if a guy just says, "Listen, girls, I appreciate all you protesters out here. I got to get this double cheeseburger right now," and would you beat him up? I mean, would you think it'd be violent?
He'd be the only one there.
Yeah.
But also, Australia. I mean, it's so huge. The population is so small. There's a dynamic there that doesn't exist anywhere else, and it's a community thing. And I don't think McDonald's is really taking that into consideration.
No, all the while calling themselves a family restaurant, and they respect the community. You look on their website, and the quotes they have in their values section are just farcical as far as respecting the community. We work with communities. The way they've worked with this community is to use fear and intimidation and complete lack of respect and utter disdain for us.
I would like to see the community, the what is on the website? It's like their community, their pledge to community. I know what you're talking about.
System, yeah.
I know what you're saying. Buzz makes a great point. Australia is just this. It's going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah, it has. It's.
People are going to say, wait, look what they're doing to those people down in Tacoma or up in Tacoma or wherever it is, right?
Yeah. We get flooded with emails, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails every few days from people just saying, fight on. This is, it's a big, as I said, it's a bigger issue than Tacoma. It's a bigger issue than just McDonald's. It's something that resonates with people in general.
Yeah.
And the fact it's time for people to stand up and not allow corporations with the deepest pockets
to push them around.
Exactly.
You're right. It's more global in nature what this is. It's not just Tacoma. It's like, hey, wait a minute. No. You're a big corporation. You want to come in here and shove us around. Enough is enough. We just want this. We don't want it. But do you have any other examples of any other city, small town, USA or Australia or anywhere in the world that has run into this situation with McDonald's? Any other that you could draw on in a court of law or say, listen, this happened in blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a number of example
of people that do not want McDonald's in their communities.
And McDonald's just have steamrolled in. So there's been a number of fights. I think ours, I know that ours is now the largest Australia has ever seen.
Yeah.
But there's endless examples. We've received contact from a number of community groups around Australia who are also fighting McDonald's, who ask us for advice and solidarity. So we're certainly not the only ones in this position.
It's not, but you're saying in Australia. You're saying anywhere else that you can.
Absolutely.
So there are people who've said we don't want because you would think that most people would say, yeah, if it brings jobs, we'll take it. But you don't want your community disrupted in any way. You love it the way it is. You want to leave it alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a group in Ohio who we've been in contact with also who are fighting McDonald's there. So that would be one of the first ones that comes to mind as far as internationally goes and here in the US. Yeah, there's a group on. You can have a look on their Facebook page that are also.
We'll put all this up. We'll put all this up on ours, so everybody take a look at it. I wanted to meet you guys to see what's up, and I think that you are very sincere. And when you see all this stuff with these blow up, can I keep that blow up kangaroo?
Yes, please do.
Oh, I got a blow up kangaroo. Then you see these people who have come in from Tecoma, Australia, placing kangaroos all over the city, gone down to meet the McDonald's CEO and got nothing. What happens to you now? Are you just going to go home?
No. Oh, we'll be going home, yes. We can't stay here forever,
right.
but we will continue to fight. If anything, this has spurred us on even
But your
further.
trip here then is done.
We'll be leaving on Friday.
Yeah.
We'll still continue to, as I said, fight on. But, yeah, there'll be some more media before we go. But
You want to touch base with Wendy's and Burger King before you go?
Yeah.
Just some comparative.
What do you mean? Would you accept the Wendy's just that you don't like McDonald's food?
it's
Yeah. But there's a Wendy's. As you're here right now, you get back home and there's a Wendy's up in that spot. Yeah. What if that was happening right under your nose? You wouldn't even know. You get there and there's a Carl's Jr.
it's about...
That
Stop it.
Carl Jr., you guys got that kangaroo?
No, that could happen, but that's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to
No.
happen. Okay, and is there anything you can do? You want to plug one site? What is it? It's
Yeah.
thechange.org?
And
Yeah, change.org/burger off is our petition, and our website is www.burgeroff.org.
All right, burger off. Very
Burger
simple. We don't
off.
want
Yeah.
burgers. We don't want burger
Yeah.
off. Burgeroff.org. And ladies, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
I don't know what else to say. Well, I think we've said it all.
Thanks for having us.
thank you.
Yeah, well, it's the same time you came down then.
We love Australia.
We love Australia, and I love Australians. I do. And now,
Timey kangaroo.
Come on, sing it, Paul. Timey kangaroo
Down.
down.
Timey kangaroo down.
Sport. Timey kangaroo down. We'll be right back.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.